Hi, Fran Torson here. The search wonks over at Google and Chase got together to analyze what people are actually looking for online. This is important because when you know the exact words people are using to search for homes online, you can weave those words into your blog posts, headlines, tags, and photo descriptions. This gets you ranked in the search engines and it drives traffic to your website. The top 3 mortgage searches are: how much mortgage can I afford? How much mortgage can I qualify for? And what mortgage can I afford? We also know from Chase and Google that the first-time homebuyer market is rocking. So I pulled an eCover out of my real estate eCover collection to share with you to leverage some of this, right? The report showed that so far in 2017, 44% of Google searches in the mortgage category are for first-time homebuyers, and that's up 11% from last year. In fact, the data showed that search activity for first-time homebuyer mortgages is at an all-time high. Here's what we do with that, all right? I highly recommend you build a content marketing plan and funnel for first-time homebuyers. Write a series of blog posts weaving in those top 3 searches exactly, word by word. Download the image from me and optimize it in your blog post. Create some videos for new home buyers. Create a downloadable lead magnet for first-time home buyers, and you can use my image as a cover for that lead magnet. Create a landing page to collect names and email addresses. You can download my free gift at a link right below the video here. You get that in 3 formats. You get a PSD image you can edit fully in Photoshop, where you can use free GIMP software or online free PSD editor like Photopea. And you can edit the author line in PowerPoint. I'll show you how to do that shortly. And there is a JPG, that's just a basic image. You can edit the author line in any image editor. I'll show you that also. You can also use this image as is in your blog posts without any editing. Now I'm going to show you how to take each of those formats and how to edit them. The first, we'll do the easiest first. We'll take the JPEG image and we'll use a free image editor online called PicMonkey. That's at picmonkey.com. You can use any image editor you have, any of your favorites, and it's all basically the same. So here we are in PicMonkey. I've loaded my image. Here we have our image, and of course down here is where we want to add the author line. As you see in the original, there are actually 2 lines. There's an author name and then a little tagline underneath. So let's do the author name first, and we'll go over to text here. And I'm going to look for a text like this, which is a narrow sans serif kind of text. Something simple. Let me see this up here. Let's see, we've got the text block over here. We're going to make this white, that's FFFF, right? And we're going to do all caps. All right, now we see that's a little bit large, right? It doesn't quite fit on there, so we'll highlight the text, and then we will make that a little bit smaller. And let's see here. We'll center that, won't we? All right, so that's line number 1. I think I might even make that just a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, then we're going to add another text block, and we're going to put that below it. We're going to make this one a little bit not quite so narrow, and we're going to say, making dreams come true, one home buyer at a time. All right, so again, that's going to need a little bit of adjustment. We're going to make it white again, and we're going to bring down the size, right, so that we can fit that. Move that up a little bit, and there we go. So you can, adjust the size any way you like, but there we have our JPEG image. And then the way it works in PicMonkey is that you can export that to your hard drive over here. With the JPEG, they actually give you 3 different versions. You'll see here the dimensions are quite large, So you can save this if you're using it for something where you need a high resolution, but if you don't need a high resolution image, what you want to do, if, for instance, if you're going to use this in your blog post, let's say you want to use this in a blog post, you don't want to have an image that's quite so large because it's going to take longer to load. What you can do is you can go in here, you can apply a resize and then save it as a smaller file. Now let's go over to PowerPoint and let's see how we can do the same thing in PowerPoint. So here we are in PowerPoint, and what we want to do here is just add a text block. Here we go. Here's a text. Here's text. You can see here I just typed the name, the author name, but the default was set at 18, so we're going to goose that up to about 54. We'll do a couple things here. Okay, let's see. Hold on. First of all, let's just select all of that text. Let's make it white. And then again, let's really bring that up. Let's bring that up to maybe 96. All right, so there we have 96. All right, and then we can move that text any way you like here. I can, all right, so if I really want to get exact, what I can do is I could make the text block as large as the image and then center it. Or if I want to really get exact, I can go to view and I can turn on the grid so I can see the grid lines and get exact. So that's how you do that. Again, you can add another text block for the second line. I won't go through that for for the sake of time. Once we've made our changes here, we can save this as an image. We go over to File, and one of the neat things about PowerPoint is we can save as pretty much anything. We can save it as a PDF. We can save this as an image. So right here, see here, we can save it as a JPEG, and that will give us our smallest. We can save it as a PNG. So we can just save it as a JPEG, right? I can save that, and that's it. So that will. All right, I only have one slide in this particular PowerPoint, so I can just say I just want this one saved, and it will save this as a JPEG, and we're done. All right, here we have Photoshop open. Now we have the PSD file here. Again, you can do this in Photoshop. You can use a free downloadable program called a GIMP, or you can use an online PSD editor called Photopea, and that is really, really good. A PSD file is created in layers. I'm not going to get into the into the nitty-gritty on this. I'm going to make it very, very simple. You can find a million tutorials on YouTube. All I'm really interested in right now is editing this and then saving it as a file. And in this case, we have the author name. We're just going to edit what's here and then save it. Simple, easy. So I'm going to go to the layer here that has my name on it, right? And I'm going to go to text. I'm going to use the text tool, and I am going to put in a new name right here, right? So this can be your name, and again, you can adjust your type size if you like. Again, I have a rather long name that lends itself very, very well to a smaller size. If I were you, I would leave this this typeface. It works very well. It's a sans serif typeface. It works quite well with this here. In this case, the tagline "Making Dreams Come True, One Buyer at a Time" is also in place. I might move this up a little bit and then save it. So you can go here in Photoshop, Save As. And when it's time to save the PSD file, you can go right here and save this as a JPEG, and this will be saved as a JPEG to your folder. You can also save it as a PNG or any way you like. So that's the easy, quick way to edit this in a Photoshop or a Photoshop clone software. One more thing about this here. Again, This is fully editable, so you can take any one of these. You might want to just say first-time homebuyer secrets, right? And that might be the title of a blog post. Maybe you don't want to create a workbook. Maybe you just want to have first-time homebuyer secrets or first-time homebuyer tips, right? Name of a blog post. Or maybe you're creating a first-time homebuyer guide for people to download online. That's the neat thing about this particular format. You can do that. All right, and that's it. If you have any questions, let me know, and we'll be back. Download your file below and have some fun.